If you're like me, you probably played Halo 5 a long time ago and you forgot what Plaza looks like. Plaza was a fan favourite, and its pale grey concrete-laden cousin has blessed us with its presence in the form of Solitude. How do you manage the spawns on this map? What are the power positions you should hold, and how are you going to keep up with the Halo 5 veterans who have the pain of loss on this map etched into their minds? Well, I've played my fair share of matches on this map, and I'm ready to explain it all. Let's get into it. So let's talk about map layout. Solitude is asymmetric, meaning that the map isn't balanced for both sides but offers different advantages depending on which side that you're trying to take up. And callouts for the map include the following: Grey 1, Grey 2, Upper Grey, Mid Grey, Bottom Grey, Grey Grey. I'm obviously joking about this. But from Halo 5 we've got callouts such as Yard, which is now A, Tram, Hall, Loop, Bridge, which has its own hill and B underneath in Strongholds, Drive, which has its own hill, Market, which also has its own hill, Flowers, Cafe, Sniper, also known as C in Strongholds, and then Hotel and Dip. There are more specific callouts for certain parts of the map. You can see them on this diagram, which I've also put into the description by FranktheFlank from Reddit. Finally, it's important to remember that although the Quantum Translocator and the Sniper Rifle are both favoured towards C, A does have a nice overlook and angle to cover from Hall as well, and we'll go over some of the power positions later on in the video. So let's look at the first game type of 3, Slayer. Slayer plays rather dynamically on this map, as different sides offer different opportunities, advantages and disadvantages. For example, Yard has a vantage point, but it's isolated from the map, so it can act as a trap if the other team has too much control. Similarly, the sniper tower side of the map is effective for locking down other areas, but is vulnerable from the cafe, hotel and lift areas. So what do? The secret with Solitude is that you hold key positions but are reactive to any enemy movements, using your positioning to lock down spawns and prevent flanks. Common setups include putting players on snipe, cafe and posters, or flipping this around to have Yard, Cafe Window and Flowers, not forgetting the power position of Hall, where the light rifle used to be in Halo 5. These both offer different opportunities depending on how your enemy is playing, and you should be very careful about the enemy sniper if you don't have the S7 on your side. Finally, watch your positioning. If you stray too far, you will cause the map to either flip or split. This could potentially lead to your anchor player at the sniper or Yard window being flanked or crossed, which can effectively lose you the game or the objective. Let's look at the remaining two game types together, King of the Hill and Strongholds. These two game types operate similarly on Solitude, in that you want to make sure that you set up accordingly to the hill and make sure you position so the enemy spawns in the worst place possible to attack that objective. Common setups for this map include the AB setup or the BC setup. As with Slayer, if using setups and holding AB, you want to try and force enemies to spawn at C by standing in these locations on screen. If you want to hold B and C, you need to force the enemy team to spawn at A, and watch these entry points. For King of the Hill, this extends to each hill being optimally defended from the following locations. The first being Bridge, where you want to be careful of enemies who are spawning in the Yard area who might try to get you from Flowers or flank from Truck. Fortunately, the bridge is covered from the truck side, so you don't have to worry about this too much. Next up, we've got the hill at Driveway. This one isn't difficult to defend, but a common issue that teams have is they think they need to stand in Tram and Yard to defend it. You want to push out with this one, because waiting by at the hill is going to give your opponents precious map control that you shouldn't give them. Next up, we've got Market, the death trap hill on this map. You want to make sure you only have one player in this hill, or it will quickly devolve into people throwing their corpses at the hill. Make sure you set up high up, and make sure you try to hold a crossfire on this as much as you can. Don't play the hill too hard, make sure it's safe to do so before claiming it, and set up in the location shown. Third, we've got the Hotel or Dip hill. This hill's similar to the driveway hill where people tend to clump up too much. Make sure when you're defending this hill that you're high up and you're able to see where the enemy is going to come from. Don't sit bottom mid on this one. Next, we've got the hill at Sniper Tower. With this one, it's very similar to the C stronghold. You want to make sure that you're forcing the enemies to spawn all the way at the other side of the map, while giving yourself cover to see if anyone tries to flank from cafe, just in case one of your teammates decides to set up a flank from loot. Solitude has lots of high-level skill jumps and movement techs that aren't easily replicated in combat, and I won't be showing those here today. All the jumps or movement techs that you see in this video are ones I feel that you should be able to replicate with a little bit of practice, and will help you navigate the map to get some good angles on enemies or to escape from someone who's giving you a bit of a chase. So remember, hold key points and play verticality on Solitude. Do not hold the bottom akin to how you would avoid doing so on recharge. Don't push too quickly and cause split spawns, and if you are holding areas like the sniper or the yard, then cover or be aware of key flank points such as the lift or cafe and tram, and try to crossfire on allies if they're trying to anchor those points. And that's it for Solitude. Covering all the maps is something I really want to do on the channel, but these videos take a lot of time. And we've tried a lot of different techniques to make this video as engaging as possible for you guys. So if you've got any feedback, please leave it. If you got to the end of the video, you can use a comment like Grey to show me that you watched the whole thing. But in the meantime, guys, enjoy Ranked, enjoy Halo Infinite, enjoy Season 4, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been Vanadam. See you later.